Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
Who am I here with?
My name's Mel. I'm one of the managers at REI. I'm in charge of our soft goods department.
How long have you been working here?
I've been with the company for about 7 years now, but I've been in this building for about 4.
Okay, cool. So describe to me what exactly your company, REI, how does it relates to production as far as sustainability efforts for leggings?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually, like through REI itself, have a level of impact standards we really track when we do clothing production. And there's a couple of things we really watch when we do make our clothing. That includes our animal welfare, fair trade, making sure we're using organically grown cotton, that things are blue sign aligned and are made with recycled materials. Those are a lot of the things we'll do to be more sustainable and like really watch how like making a product with this material, what's the environmental impact going to be from that spot.
Okay, and are the employees trained on that as far as like introduction or?
So we do have like a whole sustainability vein within REI, I would say, that really tracks and takes care of this and then brings everything they need production-wise down to the production team. So we do have individuals who aren't necessarily involved in the sustainability, but follow through with the things that help make it sustainable. That makes sense. So
that
like,
makes sense.
Yeah, like our product designers will design the legging, may not always be in touch with like the sustainability side, but they do still always meet these sustainability standards we have.
Is it a third party or is it like within?
It's all within REI, yeah. So we do make we have a whole REI clothing line along with our gear. So again, all of that is in the blue sign sustainability organic kind of threshold. All the tags on our clothing will say like blue sign certified on it to let you know it is in that sustainable wheelhouse.
Okay, cool. And what are the top priorities for your leggings product line and how, like what specific goals or metrics is the company focused on achieving?
Yeah, so I would say first and foremost, REI, tries really hard to be inclusive, not just in our like social economic impact, but also with our individual customers. So the first thing we really aim for with our leggings is going to be inclusivity. So we have a very wide range of sizes for both men and women in all of our leggings. And, like I said, with that, we kind of aim to bring others in. So we, the outside is for everyone. So we do make leggings in a little bit more of an extended sizes to be able to reach customers who are like, not a runner, people who don't consider themselves traditionally outdoors. That's one of our top features for our leggings that we really aim to have. But then, like I said, we do blue sign, and blue sign, it watches every step of our supply chain to make sure we're preventing harmful substances from entering our manufacturing process. So with our leggings, like I said, it's really monitored and watched, and REI wants to make sure that everything we produce is up to our sustainability standards, and we're able to be very transparent with the customer in that spot too. So we'll if we create a product and mislabel the tag, say if our UPF rating is not up to what we thought it was, they will pull that whole item to make sure they get back up to that standard that they promised to.
Interesting.
With the tags.
Very interesting. So from your perspective, what's the biggest challenge the, REI team faces when making leggings more eco-friendly?
I think fitting towards trends is really difficult when you have people who, like Lululemon. I don't know their sustainability off the top of my head, but we do try. They really do set a lot of the trends, with athleisure and stuff. So we try really hard to keep up with them. But because we are a little more environmentally conscious, we may not be able to produce the exact same kind of material or feel, just because, again, our process is a little different than some of these other big competitors. So I think finding a way to provide the high quality material while still providing an affordable price point and staying sustainable is a little hard. So sometimes our products, like I would say, once in a while we'll be a season behind with how we design clothing, but I think that's because we have been working to make it affordable to present that trend for our customer.
Okay, makes sense. So I'm also curious about material and design. You said design comes from Lululemon and you guys kind of like follow up from there. How about materials? How do you guys select the fabrics, durability, and how does it have like an environmental impact?
Yeah, so almost all of our materials are going to be natural until we get up to more of our synthetics that we use to replace natural. So like I do have some vegan customers who don't wear wool, so we'll give them a synthetic instead. So what we do when we select materials, especially with like things like wool, we look at how does this affect the animals. We like for our down is responsibly sourced. We collect that from the ground and not from the animal itself. So it's a better alternative for the animal sustainably. We'll look at things like that. How do we get our wool? Does this harm the animal in the process? It doesn't. So that's how we'll pick our wool. And then as far as our other materials go, we work really hard to make sure they're recycled. And then we see how they perform compared to a natural material. So we do have like our synthetics that are made out of recycled water bottles that kind of act the same as like a wool does. But it has a couple of different, restrictions to it compared to the wool material. But we do look at which materials are going to be the most equal so we can provide for the most amount of people.
Okay. Interesting. So water bottles, that's like the main.
That's one of our like main, right. I would say like grab-in items that people come in for is our water bottles. So REI doesn't have like a Stanley equivalent.
Right.
But what we do make are coffee cups and like travel mugs, and we'll look at the trend again, look at the trends. That's also all blue sign. We look at environmental impact on that. And then that's how we decide how to design our water bottles, how to design our leggings, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So shifting gears here. Have you seen customer demand evolve regarding sustainable leggings? Like, have you noticed more consumers asking for eco-friendly products?
Yeah. A lot of our consumers come in here already knowing we will have eco-friendly products. But I would say I do have a lot of people who, especially in the past year, have become a lot more conscious about their personal footprint and where their clothing comes from. So I do get a lot more questions about, is this sustainable? Where does this made? What impact does it have? What's your dye process? I think people have been a lot more in depth and aware of it in the recent year than I would say in the past 3 that I've been here.
Okay, and which countries are you guys usually going to find recycled materials? Is it just here in the United States?
No, so we do have a production warehouse in China we will use. But I mean, as far as like production of materials, it's just really looking at the environmental factors and how we make them. I'm not as versed on that side of things, but that's,
But mostly from US and China, and you guys,
Yeah, we make it in the US and we'll make some in China. So, it just really depends. But again, that sustainability is always going to be our top priority whenever we produce.
Okay. And how about you? So many consumers are unaware on how to properly dispose of certain items, or, how these synthetic leggings are to be recycled. Do your company offer any take-backs or any way to recycle, or is it like a repair program that you guys have?
Yeah, so we have a buyback program if you're one of our members, you join and become a member for life with us. We do have a gear buyback program. So if you have like leggings that are in good condition that meet our qualifications, we'll be able to take those back and give you cash and then sell them at a lower price. But also on our website, I believe there are some guides that show you how to recycle and what to look for in your local recycling facilities on how to make sure you're getting rid of your clothing in a sustainable way.
How are you guys reaching out to the recycling centers at all?
No, we don't. So we directly don't really recycle clothing in our store level other than the resale, right? When people come and do the trade-in. But if we do have an item that does, if someone gives us a pair of leggings they don't want anymore that are too poor of a condition for us to sell, we will dispose of those in a proper way. We have a lot of recycling that goes on in this building and a lot of different kinds. So we do have pathways to properly dispose of it.
Okay. And how successful has that been so far?
I mean, absolutely. Our trade-in program started last year, and I'd say it has really blown up as far as interest with our customer base. I've had a lot more people coming to trade in older items instead of just throwing them away or bringing them to a Goodwill where who knows what's going to happen to them. And they're getting money back, and we're able to provide a cheaper clothing option for someone else. So it's been really awesome to see everyone getting excited for it.
And are these being advertised on social media, Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah, so With our trade-in process, there has been some good social media about it. But when you go to our website, we also have a whole tab, a whole homepage dedicated to it that'll walk you through really easily how to do a trade-in process or check your clothes even to see if they're trade-in eligible.
Okay. And looking ahead, which emerging technology or strategy do you believe could have the biggest impact on, active wear textile? So like, is it new materials? Is it closed loop recycling? Is it different business models?
I think it'll be the new chemical processing in relation to leggings and materials. Last year, we discovered that there was a chemical in a lot of our waterproof clothing called PFAS, which lasts forever. It's a forever chemical. It's very hard to destroy. So almost every company that uses this ingredient stepped back and said, how can we create this without this forever chemical, and redid all their waterproofing. And a lot of that waterproofing is actually used on a lot of our athletic clothing. If it's treated with DWR at all, that's our water resistancy. That has had PFAS in it in the past, and they are now eliminating that completely from the clothing and moving forward to looking at more sustainable ways that won't harm the environment. It's great if your jacket lasts like 100 years, but if it never disintegrates, that's a really bad, for the environment. So that's kind of what we've been looking to, is how to continue our environmental sustainability.
Okay, and what is PFAS again? PFAS
is a chemical that has been used to treat for waterproofing. I don't remember what it stands for. I can look it up for you, but it's some very long chemical name. It's a long chemical name. But like I said, they discovered that over time it was not breaking down at all. So it just wasn't able to be destroyed, naturally speaking. So they really assessed how to get rid of that, because it was just something that would continue. Like, you could recycle it in a landfill, but it would never disintegrate. It would continue to just be, because it's that forever chemical. So they have created this new chemical that's replaced it, that does not have that forever chemical in it, so that things will disintegrate and are able to be recycled in a better way.
Interesting. So you may not have the answer to this, but how do you see AI shaping legwear and sustainability? Do you see it maybe helping out with the material picking, or seeing?
So AI isn't something like we really, that really comes up much in the retail side, but I would definitely say I could see it being beneficial in the future. I feel like it would help figure out what sustainable materials are doing the best, how to recycle them, which ones are best for what. I really do think that there's some potential benefits from it for sure.
Okay, so if you could suggest one improvement or a new idea for creating more sustainable leggings, what would it be? Could it be design in a week, and even, I don't know, have more education as far as consumer initiative? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I think if I could design a pair of leggings with us, I would probably want to look into, to make it more sustainable, maybe look into how we're doing our dye. A lot of companies are switching over to like the low water dye. It does make each garment a little bit more unique in the coloration, but it is a lot less wasteful for both dye and water. And I know we do that for some of our products, but I think it could be really wide reaching across everything if we're able to. Again, I'm not scientifically sure how that would work, but if you correct that dye process, you're going to save a lot of resources. And I think that's definitely something that could be fixed within like a week, you know what I mean? For sure. And then what was the last bit of the question?
And how would it be educated to consumers?
Yeah, I would love to be able to put like a QR code or something on the back that does bring you to a sustainability link through our website, so that consumers could educate themselves if they wanted to. But we do, like I said, put blue sign on the tag, and I want to continue to use that method to help communicate how it's sustainable.
Okay, cool. So, thank you so much for your time and insight. This conversation has been very valuable to our project. Is there anyone else you recommend that we speak with, or any other resources that we should look into for deeper understanding on
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to look a little bit more through our REI website, we do have an awesome resource about our sustainability, and it just kind of gives you the layout of our animal welfare, blue sign, all of that stuff we touched base on. It kind of breaks it down a little bit more for you. So I'd direct you there if you need some more information.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mel. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the interview.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's it.
Cool. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, of course.